want to have a conversation about Wilder because it's Wilder AJ next. I'll put it in. I have to do that because we've been talking about these guys for a long time.
Yeah.
You said something to me not too long ago. We said we don't really know the true version of Wilder after the beatdown he's taken.
We don't.
Because now we said we got stay back AJ. Wilder had to fight a certain way against Fury because he was in the fight.
That's right.
This version has to be different if he goes against something that he's not used to. He's never lost. Well, he's never used to losing before, except to this Fury. Now, could there be a different version of Wilder?
I've suspected this for a minute. Like the Hellenius fight didn't last long enough to show me anything about this guy right now. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, they were like, I think they're more, their relationship is a bit deeper in terms of them being sparring partners for each other. Now, for me, I look at this stuff, I'm like, bro, you took a sublime beating from Fury, 2 and 3. Nothing in me suggests, oh, yeah, he's going to be perfectly fine at the ripe old age of, 37, 38? For me, I'm like, no, there's going to be wear and tear. We just don't know how much. Now, a lot of things can happen to a fighter once you take those type of losses after a run of being the champ for a long time. And I look at Wilder and I think to myself, you don't have the deepest, set of attributes to be like, yeah, no, he, even if something has gone, he's gonna jab more, he's gonna do this. I'm like, bro, what do you look like after the second and third round? Because even after the third round against Fury, you look absolutely knackered. People do forget what they've seen because, yeah, but he did get some knockdowns in, and you say, okay, yeah, cool. But what we're looking at is the man 2 years on, I want to say, 2 years on, and you're gonna go in there with AJ. So for me, I'm like, we're still waiting to see what you look like. I've heard some rumblings that he might want to get another fight in October. Yeah. And I'm like, I think sometimes we forget how we feel about Wilder because, you know, when in different conversations, so like when it's AJ now, if he does anything like that with Wilder, he's going to get absolutely smoked. And I look at him like, what, have we not seen Wilder lose a round?
Yeah, but then, you know what it is, Wilder gained fans.
Oh,
You see fight 3, because, and me especially, I was on the ropes with him. I wasn't sure, I was like, because he talks a lot, right? And there's just bare talk, and I don't mind the talk, but he just says it was kind of contradictory at times, saying, yeah, I want to body my record, and then he just do weird things. Then after the music and all, you just wasn't sure where you stood with a fighter like him, right? But then in that fight and how he was willing to just go to, he was willing to go to whatever level in this fight, especially because, he had Watergate before that and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like, listen, no one end this to me. I'm going to do it, right? And I don't know. There's something about when the person says, all chips are down, I'm going for it. So he gained all my respect.
I agree. I don't think, I'm not speaking to his mindset, his belief. Like, he's shown what he's about.
Yeah.
And he's about it. Like, yo, bro, like, if it's nuts, I'm still going to be going for it. And I respect that 100%. But I'm not speaking to that. I'm speaking to life and the fact that things change. When you take a beating like that, there's not many fighters are the same afterwards.
That's true. But he's got the perfect combination of delusion, and understanding in himself. Yep. So he's got because you know how he talks, he says very random and reckless things. But the one thing that he knows, he says it. We've heard him say it over many times. It only takes one. I've got that sniper rifle. I've got that thing that just can put a man to sleep at any moment. So when he knows that, listen, if it comes down to it, I've got that one punch. And that's a really confident space to be in. But then the way, when he talks anyway, so you know how you can say with AJ, that thing about him being a bodybuilder and stuff, those ain't going to pierce, those kind of outside naysayers is not really piercing Wilder in the same way, I feel, because of how he just talks and feels about himself. You know what I mean? You got to be tapped to make a music video like the one he made. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He'll go and hug his own bronze statue like he's different. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need to be almost impenetrable mentally to get to that level.
Whilst you say impenetrable mentally, like that beating did do something to him. He considered retirement for a long time, and it was it ayahuasca? The
ayahuasca, that thing.
He took that thing, and there was a lot of weird behavior. Releasing the Afrobeats music, Like, whilst we do question AJ's mental space because of the things that sometimes AJ says, there was a lot of weird moves from Deontay Wilder.
It was someone that just learned. He's never lost before. He didn't know what to do.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm just looking at it thinking, when you believe someone's cheated, I don't accept the defeat. Third fight, I'm going to make it right. Third fight, I go absolute hell for leather. I still lose. Yeah? There's a market leaves. And I'm thinking, I'm just curious to see what Wilder looks like in an absolute hell for leather fight. Again, at this stage of his career, at this stage of his life, he's not a young guy to just bounce back. AJ's a little bit younger, but even when you hear AJ talk about the Usyk loss, the emotion comes up still. So when I look at these guys, I'm thinking, yeah, there's a mark of this. There's going to be a mark. I just want to know what Wilder's is.
What Wilder's mark is. No, definitely. And that's what makes it intriguing. And I think we talk about this fight and why this fight is so interesting is the moment that, like, somebody is going to be certified and someone else is going to be almost discarded, unqualified. Like, they'll say you was never good. Because that's one thing we do about inboxing is, what have you done for me lately? It's horrible that it happens, but it's the one thing that it will always happen in the boxing game. You know, we'll look at you and say, bro, was you good though?
Let's imagine the narratives, right?
Yeah.
Let's say AJ beats Wilder. You know what the narratives are? Well, how good was those wins for Fury over Wilder then?
No, how good was Wilder first? No, first they'll discredit the guy that was the champion.
First of all, how good was Wilder? Clearly, he didn't fight anyone for a reason. Fury's obviously beat him. But how good were those wins for Fury? Because now we say, oh, well, AJ and Fury's a 50-50. And the narrative just becomes completely different again. That's why you can't really pay too much attention to narrative and what the fans are saying right now.
Yeah.
That's why I drew back to the fact that Wilder and Fury don't look at AJ the way fans talk about him. Do you know what I'm saying? They might make statements that might be in line with those things, but deep down, they know they're going to be in a real fight with these guys.
Well, fighters, they're fighters. They know what time it is. When it comes down to it, it's like you understand what age is, what Wilder was, a Furies. You know what it is.
That's right.
You know, and it's intrigue. I have a lot of intrigue towards this one. I feel that, you know, like, this will really be like UK. It's a UK versus America one. Absolutely. When this fight happens.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's there's just, you know, like, there are like it's mad because I call us like cousins. You know what I mean? It's playful cousins energy, but at times it can get serious.
On that fight week? Oh, LDBC. I imagine us coming toe to toe with LDBC that week in some capacity.
Yeah.
Whether it's on Monday Night Smoke or we got to pull up on their thing, fam.
Yeah, and say, look. Yeah. But then again,
the stakes are mad high.
The stakes are high. This is going to be the one. You know, this is really going to be the one. Do you know what I kind of wanted to see as well? And not just to quickly go back to AJ, but that Hunter fight. You know,
Michael Hunter.
Yeah. No, the one that fought Chisora in the Gerald Washington. I would have liked that opponent for AJ, by the way.
Instead of Helenius?
Instead of Helenius.
I think Helenius was better. Helenius had more than my man.
He had more than, but I'm just saying how there's stuff that there was a way that Gerald fights, that kind of is not. I'm not saying he's Wilder, but you know that Wilder kind of is just waiting, and Gerald had this stance, this position that he'll throw that shot and probably threaten two. A bit more technical sound than a Wilder, but the way he's going to deliver his punch said, you're going to be, AJ's going to have to deal with that. Because I know Wilder sticks in one particular stance and he's just looking for it, waiting for that moment. I thought, that could be a good guy to fight. And I don't know if AJ does, because it's apparently there's going to be two, the sounds of, there should be one more. AJ said he wants to fight more than once this year. He wants another fight this year.
I don't think it's going to happen personally.
Well, we don't know. Stranger things have happened.
Wilder's looking to say I think there's rumblings of Wilder fighting again.
Exactly. So if Wilder can get one in, I know AJ will definitely want to get one in. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see this guy again.
It shouldn't. I mean, Chisora beat him, bro. That shouldn't be. I don't think we need another tune-up personally. That's just my assessment. I believe go in camp, prepare for Wilder for this camp, and go to work. I don't think the other, because whilst we obviously want to see certain things, the big nights are going to get the big performances out of AJ at the same time. Because, you know, it's just that human thing of if you performed in certain arenas, to get that same performer who's used to arenas to get excited for a comedy club, something special needs to be going on there for him to be at his absolute best. And I just feel like those moments dull your senses for, let's tap into the level.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, he's a big time performer, put him in a big time moment, and we'll see if it's still in him. If it's in you, it's in you, bro.
I just need this Saudi, where is it? Saudi that they're fighting? I need this still to happen. I need to hear an update. I need Wilder's team
confirmed.
And we need confirmation now. We're at this point now where we've been talking about this fight for the longest time. Wilder, come to the table, sign the thing.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what we really need. Now it's ridiculous holding back. Wilder, we want to see walk into this one.
Yeah.
We want to know who's the man out of you two.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then I don't know if there's a shout for Wilder to get another good situation in terms of maybe getting an Usyk fight, but let's see something.
Yeah. Let's do another one.
Undefeated, you're always gonna go. You ain't.
Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.